I'm Chef Casey and I'm the home chef. Today I'm going to be showing you a simple preparation of Hamakua mushrooms that'll be probably one of the better things you've ever eaten in your entire life. It's very simple. As you can see by the beauty of these mushrooms that we don't have to do much to turn them into a fantastic meal. Basically we have 4 different mushrooms here. We have a piopini, a li'i, a gray oyster, and this is a new mushroom called the abalone mushroom, which I think chefs everywhere should be pretty excited about because it's pretty awesome. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you how to cut these mushrooms up, and a lot of times, sometimes we don't even cut them, we just shred them up. So the first thing you're gonna wanna do is cut the bottoms off. You can also wipe off any excess dirt that you find on the bottom and set them aside. This is the abalone mushroom. So this can be done in one of 2 ways. You can either shred it by hand, which is a nice way to do it if you're not too keen on using a knife, or you can just cut them into nice strips. And these mushrooms are really nice. These are probably more real meaty as far as texture, so they're a good substitute for beef or chicken for any of you vegetarians out there. These are the piopini mushrooms. These mushrooms are great because they have like a nice crunch to them, and that crunch doesn't really diminish as you cook it, so it's a nice texture difference. And that's why I like to go to KTA and buy that mix pack they have there of the Hamakua mushrooms, because you can get a little bit of all of them and they make a great mixed saute, which is what we are going to be doing today. These are the li'i mushrooms. These are basically a jumbo oyster mushroom. These mushrooms are also, it's hard to say which one is my favorite because quite frankly they're all so fantastic, and I'm almost speechless. I mean, come on, you know. But so this one is the same way. You can cut this a couple different ways. Sometimes, and I'll use that for something separate. And then these are really good. I like these because you can cut them into nice dices. And so you get a different, again, you get a different texture there. And that's, you know, that's the beauty about cooking, is you're not really following any specific rules, okay, people? This is easy stuff. You don't have to like go to school. I never went to school. I mean, I went to high school, but barely. And you know, it's just something you wanna not be afraid of, because this is simple stuff, you know what I mean? This is not rocket science. This is something we've been cooking for thousands of years, you know what I mean? So don't be afraid of this. And then these are gray oysters. These are a little softer, and so they're, and again, you get that texture difference. And what I'm gonna do is just cut off the bottom. And again, with these, you know, you can just break them up into pieces, and if you wanna cut them, you can, but it doesn't have to be cut. So I've got a nice mix of the Hamakua mushrooms here, and I'm just gonna turn my pan on to like a medium-low heat. And one thing you wanna do is, I like to toast the mushrooms first in a dry pan before I put the oil, and what that does is it brings out a nice nutty flavor. And because mushrooms have so much moisture in them, sometimes if you put the oil in first, you end up with soggy mushrooms, and you won't get like that nice caramelized outside. So I got my heat on low. I'm just gonna put these in the pan, which is dry still. And we're just gonna let them sit for like a minute, and they're just gonna toast lightly in here. You know, and the beauty about this dish is you can take this flavor profile anywhere you want. So if you want garlic, if you want fresh herbs, which I have some herbs over here, so I'm just gonna put a touch of rosemary, which we picked today out in the garden. And remember, rosemary is probably the most simple thing you can grow in your garden. So that's a good one to just have out there. It's not that hard to take care of. We're just gonna mince this up. And I don't know if you guys can hear that, but what I hear is a little bit of that water coming out of the mushrooms, which is what we want. And that's the whole purpose of toasting them first. Just give them a little toss. And we're gonna wait until we see a little bit of brown toastedness on these mushrooms. So this is a simple dish. I mean, basically all we need is olive oil, a good olive oil. I have here a seasoned salt that I made, but you can just use regular salt, and then some pepper. And there are many different variations you can do as far as, you know, if you want to put vinegar or butter. So you can, I mean, that's the beauty of it, is you can make it as simple as you want or as complex as you want. But the whole point is having this wonderful product to start with in the first place. So these are toasting up here, and now at this point I'm gonna add some of my extra virgin olive oil. You know, I gotta tell you, I mean, the day that these mushrooms showed up in Hilo was just like, my life changed forever. It was like a godsend. I mean, because, you know, you get these mushrooms, and no offense to the people in the mainland that are growing mushrooms, because we love them, but it's like, it has to get shipped here, and it takes a week to get here. And you know, these are grown here, not flown here, and that's, I mean, imagine how much healthier it is for everyone, the planet, for us. You know, we wanna really, I mean, that's our goal today, is to show you how easy it is to take the wonderful local products that we have and to turn them into delicious and simple recipes that your whole family will love. So these are coming along nicely here. And so, you know, it's really up to you how far you want to cook these. If you, like, sometimes I like them a little more undercooked, just to get more of a crunch to them. Or you can cook them, I mean, you can cook them for an hour if you want to, it's up to you. So I'm just gonna put a pinch of that rosemary in here. And if I wanted to at this point, you know, I could also add some minced garlic, but that's up to you. Some people don't like garlic. I personally like garlic. So we got some nice caramelization going on the mushrooms. And if you're happy with how done they are, at the very end, we're gonna put a couple splashes of Riesling in there, just for a little sweetness. And that alcohol is gonna cook out, and we'll put a pinch of our seasoned salt and a pinch of the pepper. And at this point, if you want to add some butter, which personally I do sometimes, but that's pretty much it, as a simple saute for the Hamakua mushrooms. Now these mushrooms, you can take these mushrooms later. You can eat, you know, you're gonna eat them like this, and if you have some left over, I'm gonna show you a couple ways we can utilize them with some other dishes. Thank you very much for joining us today. I'm Casey Halpern, and I'm cooking Hawaii Fresh.